My name is Liana. I'm 19 years old, a university student with blonde hair, blue eyes, and glasses. Life has always felt like a weight I couldn't shake. I've spent most it feeling out of place, rejected, mocked, and ignored. School was a battlefield, and I was always the target. Some days, I couldn't even find a reason to like myself. I didn't have friends or anyone I could really talk to. My only companions were textbooks and the silence of my bedroom. Things started to shift when my mother remarried. Her new husband, Adrien, was clearly wealthy. Suddenly our home was filled with expensive furniture, designer clothes, and exotic vacations. I never really understood what he did for a living, but the signs of money were everywhere. The first time Adrien came over, my mother and I greeted him at the door. When his eyes met mine, something inside me shifted. There was an uncomfortable curiosity in his stare, something I wasn't used to. "Liana," he said, "you look different than I imagined." His attention was jarring. I'd grown so used to being invisible that even his strange interest felt validating. As time passed, that attention became more intense. His gaze lingered longer. It unsettled me, but a part of me held onto it like a lifeline. Then came the late-night messages. At first, it was things like, "I'm watching you." Then, "You're beautiful, Liana." They frightened me. But in a world where I felt unwanted, even the wrong kind of attention felt like something I needed. Adrien's presence in my life grew. His words became my twisted comfort, my secret connection to someone who saw me. I knew deep down it wasn't right, but I kept reading his messages, over and over. I wasn't sure if I was desperate for love, or simply clinging to the only form of affection I'd ever received. Eventually, it wasn't just words. He began to touch me, softly at first, then more deliberately. I told him it was wrong, but my voice lacked conviction. We weren't related by blood, and no one else had ever made me feel wanted, even if it came in such a warped way. His touch scared me, yet it also made me feel alive. That contradiction tore me apart. How could something so clearly wrong feel like safety? I began to define myself through his eyes. Every look, every whisper, made me feel both more real and more lost. Inside, I was torn, repulsed yet drawn in. Was I surrendering or surviving? Was this power or submission? I waited for his messages. I stopped resisting. I told myself it was a way to cope with the pain I faced at school. At least here, at home, someone paid attention to me. But what kind of attention was this? One night I asked him, "Why me?" His answer was simple. "Because I want you." That answer shattered something inside me. It was both flattering and terrifying. Being wanted was unfamiliar. It felt wrong, but it also bound me to him. The more time I spent with Adrien, the more I lost myself. I stopped seeing him as a predator and started seeing him as a shelter. My sense of right and wrong blurred. His control felt like care. But eventually, the truth pierced through. This wasn't love. It was about power, about reshaping me into what he desired. That realization broke me, but it also awakened something powerful within me. His affection had been a trap. Leaving that emotional prison was one of the hardest things I've ever done. But I had to find my worth, not in Adrien's eyes, but in my own. Even now, the memories remain. His voice, his touch, his manipulation. But I'm slowly rebuilding. I'm reclaiming who I am piece by piece. I am no longer defined by his twisted gaze. This journey has been painful. But by choosing myself, I found a strength far greater than anything Adrien could offer. And that is my greatest victory.